Hello BookTube, it's Joshua here, and I'm doing a Poetry Thursday video. I'm gonna be reading out of the new Oxford Book of English Verse. Last week I read from the selection of Sir Thomas Wyatt, and this week I'm going to be reading Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey, who may have been born in 1517 and died in 1547. So he only lived about 30 years, interestingly. And I'm going to read you 3 poems by him. The first one is titled In Windsor Castle, and it's slightly on the longer side, but I'll try to get through it fast. So, In Windsor Castle. So cruel prison how could be tied, alas, as proud Windsor, where I in lust and joy with a king's son my childish years did pass in greater feast than Priam's sons of Troy, where each sweet place returns a tasteful sour, the large green courts where we were wont to hove with eyes cast up unto the maiden's tower, and easy sighs, such as folks draw in love, the stately sails, the ladies bright of hue, the dances short, long tales of great delight, with words and looks that tigers could but rue, where each of us did plead the other's right. The palm play, where, despoiled for the game, with dazed eyes oft we by gleams of love have missed the ball and got sight of our dame, to bait her eyes, which kept the leads above. The gravelled ground, with sleeves tied on the helm, on foaming horse, with swords and friendly hearts, with cheer, as though the one should overwhelm, where we have fought and chased oft with darts. With silver drops the meds yet spread for ruth, in active games of nimbleness and strength, where we did strain, trailed by swarms of youth, our tender limbs that yet shut up in length. The secret groves which oft we made resound of pleasant plaint and of Our Lady's praise, recording soft what grace each one had found, what hope of speed, what dread of long delays. The wild forest, the clothed holts with green, with reins availed, with swift ye-breathed horse, with cry of hounds and merry blasts between, where we did chase the fearful heart of force. The void walls eke that harboured us each night, wherewith, alas, revive within my breast the sweet accord, such sleeps as yet delight, the pleasant dreams, the quiet bed of rest, the secret thoughts imparted with such trust, the wanton talk, the divers change of play, the friendships sworn, each promise kept so just, wherewith we passed the winter nights away. And with this thought the blood forsakes my face, the tears bereign my cheeks of deadly hue, the which as soon as sobbing sighs, alas, upsupped have, thus I my plaint renew. O place of bliss, renewer of my woes, give me account where is my noble fear, whom in thy walls thou didst each night enclose, to other lief, but unto me most dear. Echo, alas, that doth my sorrow rue, returns thereto a hollow sound of plaint. Thus I alone, where all my freedom grew, in prison pine with bondage and restraint, and with remembrance of the greater grief, to banish the less, I find my chief relief. So that was the first poem, In Windsor Castle, and I think generally what the poem was doing is, well, I don't know the exact details of the poem. I don't know the exact details of the context, but clearly this speaker is a captive of some sort, and is very woeful. But the poem goes on for so long, reminiscing about his childhood and all the great days that he spent in this place. And so it kind of like, it starts miserable, and then it goes on for most of the poem really happy, and then at the end it suddenly switches back to being miserable. You forget the speaker's misery in that really, really nice middle section until the very end, and then it kind of surprises you. And the next poem kind of does the same thing. It's titled Spring. It's much shorter. The sooty season that bud and bloom forth brings, with green hath clad the hill and eke the vale. The nightingale with feathers new she sings, the turtle to her make hath told her tale. Summer is come, for every spray now springs, the hart hath hung his old head on the pail. The buck in brake his winter coat he flings, the fishes float with new repaired scale. The adder all her slough away she slings, the swift swallow pursueth the flies small. The busy bee her honey now she mings, winter is worn that was the flower's bale. And thus I see among these pleasant things each care decays, and yet my sorrow springs. So that poem, I mean, 99% of it was just beautiful descriptions of spring, and then just in the last couple words, suddenly it takes a much more miserable turn. And so I think those first two poems were kind of similar to each other in their structure. And then I want to read you one more. It's at the very end of this selection here, and it's titled "The Happy Life." It's very different from the first two. Marshall, the things for to attain the happy life be these, I find. The riches left, not got with pain, the fruitful ground, the quiet mind, the equal friend, no grudge nor strife, no charge of rule nor governance, without disease the healthful life, the household of continuance, the mean diet, no delicate fare, wisdom joined with simplicity, the night discharged of all care, where wine may bear no sovereignty, the chaste wife wise, without debate, such sleeps as may beguile the night, contented with thine own estate, neither wish death, nor fear his might. And so that was the last poem in the selection, and you can see it's much different from the first two. I find it to be very beautiful, just in the sense that it's just his vision of peace, of being happy. In a sense, it's simple, but it's just very, very nice to read. But that will be all for today. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. I think it's been about a week, but I was sick for about 3 days earlier this week. So now that I'm feeling better, hopefully I'll be able to post more videos over the weekend. Thank you for watching BookTube, and goodbye.